We all know the old cliche, mother-in-laws are terrible.
So this episode, we are leaning into that, and it is all about snooping mother-in-laws who can't mind their own damn business.
Welcome to Josh and Kristie Stealing the Internet. Let's get to the first one.
Am I the asshole for leaving a fake positive pregnancy test in the bedroom to catch my husband's mom snooping?
You did obviously set bait for her, but the trap was in a location where she shouldn't be anyways, so I'm gonna go with not the asshole for now.
My mother-in-law moved in with us a month ago. I began to notice my stuff in the bedroom being touched. Furniture rearranged, stuff moved, etc. I felt like I was going crazy because my husband is the only one who has access to the bedroom, and he doesn't usually touch nor come near my things. I figured it must be his mom walking in and snooping on my personal things. I told my husband, and he said his mom would never. I had a huge hunch, but couldn't install a cam in the bedroom to catch her on the act.
Mom would never do that.
So I got me one of those fake positive pregnancy tests and threw it in the bedroom's trash can. Note, the trash can was placed in the corner near the closet. Literally the next day after I got to work, I got tons of calls and texts from my in-laws congratulating me for my pregnancy. My husband came over to my workplace and was all worked up about it, asking since when was I pregnant, and why didn't I tell him? I asked how he found out, and he said his mom found the positive test in the trash can in the bedroom. I asked if his answer just confirmed that she's been snooping in the bedroom all along. He had a realization moment, but demanded we stick to the bigger issue. I said there was no bigger issue because the positive test was fake, and this whole thing was done to expose my mother-in-law's snooping.
So she's not even subtle about it. She's like, oh, I found this thing, and then she immediately tells everyone that she was snooping?
That's what I wanted to point out, even if you find out someone is pregnant, you don't announce it to everyone under the sun.
Yeah, that's crazy. What are you doing?
A lot of people want to, not announce it until, the 3-month mark just to be safe. And then, they want to plan the announcement,
Yeah.
Do something cute. And she stole that from them.
They want to be the one to announce it, yeah.
So not only is she snooping, she's just being terrible and stealing their thunder, and I hate her for that. This whole thing was done to expose my mother-in-law's snooping. He was not convinced. He had me take an actual test right in front of him, and he was livid, asking how I could lie about such a thing and break his mom's heart, since I know very well that she longs for grandkids. I got a lot of shit because of this from him, his mom and family now calling me a liar and manipulator. Am I the asshole?
I mean, you're not the asshole. I feel like your husband kind of overreacted there. What do you mean he didn't just believe you when you said the pregnancy test was fake?
Yeah.
And you had to pee on a stick in front of him?
That's a little bit crazy. He is, really wants to make sure whether you're pregnant or not.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he was probably very excited too, it sounds like.
I don't know, you broke his trust by planting this fake pregnancy test. Never mind that his mom broke your trust by snooping through all your stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you knew you were going to raise some hackles with this trap, right?
Yeah, you had to have known, because you were sure you were going to catch her.
Yeah, but also... I feel like husband took it a little too far with his, hurt feelings there. I don't think you're the asshole, but it does sound like you kind of hurt your husband in this, too. He just was having faith in his mom, which was misplaced, apparently. But then he did think that he was gonna get a kid at some point for a bit there.
I feel like it might have just been better to get a lock for your bedroom door, instead of going through all this drama.
Or a less exciting piece of news in the trash can. Something that your husband would know was fake from the start. Like some sort of debt collection notice or something.
I don't know, he still might believe that and been like, have you been racking up credit card debt behind my back?
It's true. He sounds very gullible, yes. I don't fully understand how he didn't put one and one together when he said, I found out because mom found your pregnancy test in the bedroom trash.
Uh-huh.
How do you think she got it? Or is he just didn't want to think about that part?
I don't know, maybe the news of having a baby was overwhelmed his,
That's possible. That is very possible.
Completely glossed over the fact that his mom was snooping. Because we're having a baby!
Yeah.
Top comment, NTA, but ordering a lock for the door and kicking mother-in-law out seems easier. If you were pregnant, how dare she announce it? So many red flags, one of you needs to go and it shouldn't have to be you.
Who did she tell besides husband?
Her whole family, all the
jeez.
in-laws were calling and texting OP.
That's unacceptable. Even if you were pregnant. Yeah, that's unacceptable under any conditions to tell everybody. That's just stealing their thunder.
Another comment, especially her husband. If my mother-in-law announced my pregnancy to my spouse before I got a chance to, I would never speak to her again, nor allow her in my house. Holy shit, how does her husband not see what a fucking violation this is? Husband and his whole family all suck.
Yeah, that's not cool at all, under any circumstances. People keep saying get a lock for the bedroom door.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you even letting her in your house at this point?
Yeah, if you don't trust her enough that you have to put a lock on your bedroom door, maybe just don't trust her in your house at all.
There's a lot of other places she can snoop outside of the bedroom.
NTA, but it sounds like you have a husband problem as well, since he was focused more on you breaking his mom's heart instead of, 1, her snooping in your marital bedroom, and 2, her blabbing her mouth to everyone instead of immediately going to you and your husband.
I don't like his reaction, but I am trying to give him the benefit of a doubt and say, just call it baby brain, you know?
He's just very excited.
Yeah.
But I do feel like once the excitement dies down, he should have been mad at his mom. Like, she had so many things she did wrong there.
Absolutely. I feel like he should be mad at his mom for that more so than you.
If my husband ever demanded I take a pregnancy test in front of him, I would tell him only if he puts his head in the toilet while I do it. People are mad that he was so demanding that she do this in front of him. I've seen so many times on the subreddit that birth is not a spectator sport, and I thought humanity was done. But now we have piss tests aren't a spectator sport.
Yeah, I think he crossed a line with that. Like, if you're married to this girl, you should trust that she's telling you the truth about whether or not she peed on something.
So, not the asshole, but maybe it's time for mother-in-law to move out and for you to have a serious chat with your husband.
Yeah, I mean, if she's just gonna go around snooping while you're not there, then you're gonna have to make a decision, I guess.
Am I the asshole for giving my mother-in-law a fake copy of my house key and exposing her at Christmas dinner?
I mean, I'm all for catching a snooping mother-in-law in the act.
I want to preface this by saying that I, female 34, married my husband, male 37, a year ago. His mom is snoopy and annoying AF. She can't help it, that's just how she is, as my dear in-laws say.
I'm having so much trouble not immediately picturing Snoopy the dog whenever you say the mother-in-law is Snoopy.
Oh, okay, weird reaction.
I don't think it is.
My husband and I purchased a new house recently. My mother-in-law kept pushing to get an emergency key. She promised that she would only use it in an emergency, but given the fact that she had an emergency key to our old apartment and walked in on us being intimate twice, but my husband didn't think it was a big deal, I just couldn't trust her. So I just sent her a fake key after she kept pushing. And she had a smug look on her face after I hand-delivered it to her.
Okay. It sounds like mother-in-law's competing for son's affection.
Once I walk in on someone doing it once, I am never showing up unannounced again.
Yeah, right? Just knock loudly if you're going to show up uninvited.
Days go by, and on Christmas dinner, my mother-in-law angrily called me out on the fact that I gave her a fake copy of the house key. She shamed me for doing this in front of everyone. But in my defense, I asked her how she found out, and she said days ago when she came over at 4 while my husband and I were out. I reminded her, didn't you promise you wouldn't use it unless there was an emergency? So you tried to get in when there was no emergency, and you broke the promise you made to us. She looked red in the face, and the other family started staring, and some even laughed at her for the face she made. She suddenly got up from her seat and rushed into the kitchen where she had a huge meltdown so loud the next door neighbors must have heard. Literally, I've never heard a 60-plus-year-old woman throw a tantrum like that. Needless to say, dinner went awkward, and my husband and his sister were giving me looks. My husband went off on me in the car and said I lied and manipulated and humiliated and exposed his mom, and said he wouldn't have let me get away with it had he known. We had an argument, and he is demanding I apologize to his mom for my childish behavior and for ruining Christmas dinner for the whole family. So, am I the asshole?
I mean, you're not the asshole. It sounds like she immediately turned around and did the thing that she said she wouldn't do. And she's also untrusting enough that her first reaction to the key not working was, that bitch gave me a fake key. Not, oh, the key isn't working, that's weird. If I have a spare key to someone's house and I go there and the key doesn't work, I'm going to be like, I can't get this key to work.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, I know this is a copy of your key. Maybe they copied it wrong. Something's wrong. Did you check it before? Because it's not working now.
Yeah, right? That's my first reaction. It's like, oh, weird. I can't get in. That's annoying. Maybe it's to a different door. I should text them because they know I'm entering their house. Going into someone's house is like the most invasion of privacy thing you can do, right?
I mean, besides going to their house and going into their bedroom, yeah.
Right? So, like, this is a trust thing that when you get a key, it means that that person trusts you a lot. So, the fact that they had to give you a fake key to keep you from being awful means they don't trust you at all. I'm not super happy with husband for not backing you up and being like, yeah, mom, you gotta call before you turn up. You can't just wander in while we're not home.
Yeah, his mom walked in on them doing it twice, and he thought it wasn't a big deal. I would be, like, starting to rethink. I'd be like, what is wrong with you?
What is she doing there while we're not home? What was her goal?
To snoop.
To snoop, yeah, to go through our stuff. Like, that's crazy. Who wants that person to have a key?
One of the top comments. Your husband seems to be completely ignoring the fact that his mother was trying to humiliate you first in front of everyone. Honestly, his mother wouldn't even have been exposed in front of the family at the Christmas dinner if his mother hadn't brought the issue with the key up.
Yeah, that's true. She's the one that decided to make it a family affair, isn't she?
Yeah, she could have brought it to OP privately and, or her kid privately and been like, hey, the key isn't working. No, she had to announce it in front of everyone.
She was trying to embarrass you, right?
Yeah, and you embarrassed her back, and she didn't like that and threw a tantrum.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't give this lady a key either. That's crazy.
The fact that OP's husband had no problem with his mom coming over unannounced and walking in on them being intimate should have been a major red flag to OP. That's the point where I would have started to truly question things.
Right? Like, the first time you were like, hey, mom, could you not? And then the second time you're like, mom.
Call before you come over.
Yeah.
Give me your key back. You don't need a key anymore.
If she does it twice, that's a pattern.
There's a very small edit or update later. So this went off unexpectedly, and I thought I'd show my husband some pretty helpful comments that I found here minutes ago, but he got mad at me when he saw it and said I was nuts to talk about his family online. He demanded my phone so he could delete it, but I refused and went upstairs to the bedroom. I've never seen him so agitated, and I didn't think he'd react like that, honestly. But thank you guys so much for your support. It really means so much. So husband didn't react well to it being on Reddit either.
If he's such a private person, then why is he okay with his mom snooping?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Also, like, this was very anonymous. No one can possibly trace it back to your family, other than maybe people that saw her flip out at holiday, right?
Yeah, people who were there are the only people who are going to know that this is about your family.
Yeah, I'm like, you did a good job keeping it anonymous. I don't think anyone that wasn't in that room could possibly tell this was about that, and even some of them might not make the connection. I don't think husband's anger at you in either instance is at all justified.
Am I the asshole for hiding embarrassing notes in my house as a joke because I know my fiance's mom snoops?
I like that a lot. What kind of notes were they? Was it like sexy notes to your husband that she probably shouldn't be finding, or were they notes about her like, get the hell out of here, mom?
Or just like totally unhinged, trying to make her think you're crazy.
I like that one too. Just like,
that's what I would do.
Have a room in the house being like, hey, just don't go into my office. And then she goes in and it's like the room from The Shining with words scrawled across the walls.
I bought a house 7 years ago and I met my fiance, Al, 4 years ago. This year he moved in. We're talking about making it a home for both of us. But as of now, he hasn't moved much stuff in. Right now, 95% of the stuff and furniture in the house is mine. When his mom comes over, she's kind of a snoop. He was used to that, but when she comes to our house, it's so uncomfortable because she's just going through my shit.
Sorry, this isn't even your mother-in-law?
Her fiance's mother.
I mean, I get you're very close at that point, but that's at another level. You're not even technically related to this woman who owns the house.
Yeah, you're not in-laws yet.
Yeah. You don't get to play the in-law card yet when you're not an in-law.
When I'm bothered, she's like, I was just helping with chores, etc. He says I should just let her because she has a lot of nervous energy. One thing she snooped on was actually embarrassing. In my home office, I had a little affirmation post-it note on my monitor saying, "I am smart, I am skilled, I am deserving of great things." It was a silly thing my therapist recommended to get me in a confident mindset before an interview. Anyway, she made a comment to me about my ego.
So she saw that little post-it note that had the most generic affirmation on it ever, and she thought you had an ego? That's what she took away from that? Not that you were maybe needed a little boost before you went to do a Zoom meeting?
If I saw one of those notes, I wouldn't be like, oh, they are so full of themselves.
No, you look at that note and you're like, oh yeah, they got a little bit of imposter syndrome, right?
Mm-hmm.
You should cross-stitch that on the wall.
But as a joke, I decided to do it again. I had my best friend over and we got drunk and wrote a bunch of affirmations to hide. Some were in the medicine cabinet. My teeth will regrow. I am shark-like and powerful.
Okay, I love that one.
Kitchen drawers. I know when to spoon, but I also know when to fork. I am sexy and self-assured.
I want to put these around our house, Kristie.
Work desk. I will not just fuck my way to the top of the company. I will fuck my way to the top of the world. Walk-in closet. I am beautiful with clothes and without, especially without. My boobs are legendary.
These are the affirmations of a drunk pair of women.
I'm really proud of how creative they were.
Absolutely.
Those shark-like powerful teeth, that was perfection.
I love that. I loved all of those.
There were a bunch more, and my friend and I had a hilarious time writing them. Next time my mother-in-law came over, she saw a few, and she didn't acknowledge them to me, even though she definitely started acting a little weird about me.
Can I just add in, I want you to write a book of affirmations?
Yes, I want her to do that too. I would like those affirmations.
Yeah, make it so that I can easily tear the pages out and hang them around the house.
Maybe like an affirmation of the day calendar.
Yes! I need 365 of these.
I went to run some errands, and when I was out, she confronted Al about the notes and was trying to tell him that I seemed unstable, egotistical, and moving in was a bad idea. She showed him the notes, and he didn't really know what to make of it.
I would love so much if I just found these random notes around the house.
Would you love it as much if your mom found these random notes around the house and then showed them to you all concerned?
I think so. I think I absolutely would, because if my mom handed me a note that you wrote that just said, "My teeth will regrow, I am shark-like and powerful," I'd be like, yeah, I accept this as reality.
Yeah, that's kind of Kristie.
Yeah.
He asked me and I said they were just some silly private notes to boost my self-confidence and make myself laugh. How had she gotten them? Had she been going through my things? He said she was just tidying and saw them, and they were real weird. I was like, have you met me? You should know how weird I am. Anyway, if you don't want your mom seeing my weird shit, you've got to stop letting her go through my shit. He asked if I left them on purpose to annoy her, and I admitted that was kind of the joke. But I also have other weird and private stuff. So what I said about her needing to stop snooping if she didn't want to find weird crap was still for real. He said I was making stuff hard for him. His mom was really protective and adjusting to him moving in with a girlfriend for the first time. And I was agitating her on purpose and making her think I wouldn't be a good partner when he wanted her to have the opposite impression of me. So, am I the asshole for the note prank?
You're not the asshole. Mom and son need to cut the cord. Like, you're an adult. Your fiance bought the house 7 years ago, so you're obviously not like young 20s anymore. It's crazy to go snooping around somebody's house when you're not even their in-law, right? To this extent.
Yeah, and she doesn't even live there. She's just coming over all the time and tidying up and snooping.
I can't imagine either of our mothers going to someone's house that isn't even married into the family and cleaning.
I don't know. I feel like my mom would do this for like a friend if they were like having like a medical crisis or whatever, and couldn't clean.
That's completely different.
I was like, yeah, but no, just showing up randomly to other people's houses, no. If my mom knew someone was struggling, she would definitely help them out by cleaning their house, though, if they wanted her to. She would, of course, ask first. But yeah, I can't imagine just going over to someone's house and just starting to tidy up and clean.
This is my organized chaos. I know where everything is. Please don't move that pile on the coffee table.
Yeah, if you move it and put it away somewhere, I'm never going to find it again.
Yeah, I haven't paid the water bill at the top of that pile, and I can't have you moving it.
Also, why is future and mother-in-law over so often? Like, no. Like, he's moved out of his mom's house now and is living with you. She needs to, like, accept that and stay in her house and you stay in your house and just visit every once in a while. Not all the time.
She's having some separation issues. And fiancé just needs to accept the fact that you can't just let mom have her way all the time. Like, this was a very harmless way to open his eyes to the fact that mom is overstepping boundaries here. And he needs to just have a talk with her and be like, hey, mom, you gotta not do this.
Top comment. NTA, don't ask Al's mom to stop going through your shit. Tell her she is not allowed to go through your shit ever. And if she doesn't honor this boundary, she can't come over anymore. Also, he needs to set this boundary with his mother. Going through drawers when you are a guest in someone's home is rude. She needs to stop. He needs to handle his mom. It's not cute at all that he's not maintaining your boundaries and is making excuses for his mom instead.
Yeah, this is not okay behavior, and he really needs to be an adult and put his foot down on this. Because it's his job to keep his family in control. It is not your job.
NTA, don't marry the guy who can't set the simple boundary with his mom of don't snoop through the house. He's choosing his mom over you. Yeah, I think this is a huge red flag that he's like a mama's boy. And the rest of your life is going to be miserable with this future mother-in-law always poking her nose in your business and him not setting boundaries.
I agree. I think his reaction's at the level, though, where he could still recover. I think he just said, hey, she's having a hard time with me moving out. He just has to move it up a couple levels there and put his foot down. And be like, hey, mom, I still love you. I'll come visit you. You just have to stop turning up here. Uninvited like that. That's crazy.
OP makes a comment kind of addressing that. I think the issue for him is that he's always liked when she'd come by and clean whatever place he was living at, so he genuinely sees it as helpful. But he was never living at a place with roommates or other people, so it's so different. Like, he's like, yeah, it's great. Mom comes over, cleans my place. I don't have to clean.
I get that. I think that's a very normal mom thing to do, to turn up and clean your kid's place.
But at some point, it's gotta stop.
At some point, you need to be able to keep your own place clean, and it's especially if you're already at the stage where you're engaged, right? But no, I don't think OP's the asshole at all, but she will be a big asshole if she does not release that affirmation a day calendar.
I want it.
I need it by 2026. You got 2 months.
Am I the asshole for setting a glitter trap to catch my mother-in-law trying to snoop?
Oh, I love a glitter trap. As long as it doesn't go off in my own property, because that is impossible to clean.
But I think she's trying to catch her mother-in-law snooping at her house, so the glitter probably was on her property.
Hopefully you have hardwood floors, because that's never coming out of carpet.
But is it worth it? Glitter forever to catch your mother-in-law snooping.
Glitter forever, mother-in-law never. It's a trade-off.
For some weird reason, my mother-in-law really wants to go into our bedroom whenever she comes over.
Oh no, your bedroom's gonna be covered in glitter?
On one occasion, I followed her as she went upstairs. I was going to get something for my child, as the bedrooms are upstairs, and she walked past the bathroom on the main floor and up the stairs behind it. She didn't hear me, and I caught her walking straight into my room and rifling through bills on my dresser. She denied snooping, even though I just watched her do it, and said she was just going to use our bathroom because she couldn't find the other ones.
She couldn't find the other ones? That's an insane take.
She walked right past the one on the main floor and another one in the upstairs hallway to go into our bedroom. Since that happened, I installed an exterior doorknob that requires a key on our bedroom door and one on the door to our office/spare bedroom. However, she's still always forgetting where the bathroom is and trying the bedroom and office door. This really ticks me off. My husband says that I just get annoyed at this because everything she does drives me crazy, and since we've put locks on the rooms we don't want her in, there isn't really a problem anymore.
I mean, you did kind of solve the problem.
It is still extremely disrespectful that she keeps trying to snoop, especially since she knows the doors are locked.
Yeah. She's just... This time they'll have forgotten to lock me out. She has no ability to learn a lesson.
She can't resist. She must know what's in their bedroom.
Yeah.
Which is creepy and weird.
It's a little weird.
Well, over the holidays, we had my in-laws over for dinner, and before they came, I was searching for the bedroom keys. We hadn't used them in a while, since we only lock the doors when mother-in-law comes over. My husband told me we didn't need to lock the doors since she wouldn't try to get in the rooms, and I insisted that she would because she loves to snoop. We went back and forth and decided to cover the doorknobs in superfine glitter to see if she tried them.
Okay, I think covering the doorknob is not quite as bad as what I thought. I thought you had one of those, like, anti-package thief explosive glitter traps in the closet.
I wanted a bucket of glitter set precariously on top of the door and then tied with a string so when she opened the door, the bucket would fall and cover her in glitter.
Yes. I want you to go a little more Home Alone with your antics here.
Yes!
Like, hook a car battery up to that doorknob. Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't actually do anything in Home Alone. You will kill someone.
I did this once before when my husband didn't believe me about the snooping to prove she'd been in the rooms. Last time she ignored the glitter and we didn't say anything about it, but then my husband couldn't deny that she'd tried to snoop. So this time I covered the knobs in glitter and for the office went a touch further and rigged a little folder of glitter over the door to the office before the in-laws came over.
Okay.
Oh, she did take my idea.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good she took your idea, but why is this mother-in-law completely incapable of learning a lesson? You got glitter on your hand. And they started locking the door.
Yeah, does she not realize they're onto her antics?
Yeah, she has no ability to take a hint.
I left it one side unlocked, French doors, and it was set so if you walked in the room, you would get covered in glitter. Husband goes out of his way to show his mom the main floor bathroom when they got there and specifically asks his parents and sister not to go upstairs. There's a baby gate so the kids can't get upstairs either.
Why do you still have to show her the bathroom? She's been there so many times.
Because she keeps forgetting where it is. Well, guess who had to go to the bathroom and got covered in glitter and had it all over their hands and hair? She completely lost it and started screaming at me, so I yelled back, and now my husband is saying I went too far and I'm the asshole. Mother-in-law also says I'm the asshole, but sister-in-law says I didn't do anything wrong and mother-in-law deserved it for snooping.
I think sister-in-law probably has this same problem at her house.
Father-in-law is Switzerland. No comment, I'm not getting involved in this.
That's the only thing you can do at that point.
Apparently, her car is ruined now because it's covered in glitter that she can't get cleaned up. So, am I the asshole?
No, you're clearly not the asshole. I don't think there's going to be any assholes in this whole episode, Kristie. Except for the mother-in-laws, apparently. I really sympathize with you. The fact that this problem has gotten so bad that you've cursed your own house with glitter.
Yes. It was worth it, though, to teach mother-in-law a lesson.
Yeah. She's incapable of learning from glitter the first time, so you had to increase the amount of glitter. And the fact that you've got sister-in-law backing you up means that you're not the only person this is happening to.
Top comment, NTA. Your mother-in-law is an issue, but the fact that your husband refuses to set and enforce boundaries with her is actually the larger issue here.
Yeah, he's being a bit of a pushover, huh?
Seems like a lot of the husbands in this are.
I mean, that's how mother-in-laws get to be so comfortable with snooping, right? Son is not putting his foot down. And it sucks that they're putting their kid in a position where they need to put their foot down, but it also sucks that the kid is not putting his foot down.
Absolutely NTA. Mother-in-law is just pissed for getting caught sparkle-handed.
How do you clean the doorknob off afterwards? Just a Lysol wipe, I guess?
Like 20 Lysol wipes?
Yeah.
Small update. My husband woke up and found this post, and I think the comments have been an eye-opener. We are going to start couples therapy in January, so I think that will be great for us.
It's good that he has some self-awareness.
And when mother-in-law comes over again, I will set up a camera, haha, or at least print out some fun fake documents, so if she snoops again, she can at least find something interesting.
Yeah, I mean, if even after getting glitter dumped on her head, she's still snooping, it's on her at that point, right?
How are you supposed to know she would ruin your nice and neat glitter envelope that you worked so hard on and accidentally left on the door of the office? The way I see it is, she owes you an apology because her recklessness got glitter all over your floors, and you now have to refill your special glitter envelope.
Yeah, that's just my little pick-me-up of glitter when I'm having a hard day at work. I like to sprinkle a little in my hair, and then I look pretty.
Not the asshole, but I love a glitter trap. Not in my own house, though.
Yes, I love a glitter trap in someone else's house. It's like unique furniture. I sure love that in your living room.
That is really cool, but not in my house.
No, that's great over here. I like to look at it today and then not again.
Am I the asshole for kicking my in-laws out? My husband, 25, and I, 23 female, purchased our first home 6 months ago. A 4-bedroom home as we hope to have children soon. My mother-in-law, 52, and father-in-law, 51, are currently living with us for the last 3 months as they are having their home completely remodeled. I am a very private person and protective of my belongings as I grew up with 5 siblings and my stuff was always stolen, so I made sure that I have my stuff and no one touches without asking. We have a lock on our bedroom door and we lock it as we leave each day because we have personal items and don't need anyone snooping. I had cameras installed in the house because our neighbor's house got broken into last month, and if that were to happen to us, I would want proof and to find out who it was, so we had them installed.
Okay, you are a private person.
Well, my husband and I left out of town for the weekend to get away and be alone. On our way home, the camera in our bedroom notified us of movement, and I was surprised as our room is locked. So I looked at the footage and there's my in-laws going through my stuff, and my mother-in-law threw away my toys and she ripped the sheets off of our bed and she threw them in the bathroom and ripped them up. I don't know why. And my father-in-law was throwing out my husband and my clothes from our drawers.
What? This is crazy. This isn't just snooping.
This is like destruction of property.
Yeah, they're just trashing your house. What is going on?
My husband and I were furious. When we got home, we saw our room and asked them why they would do this. And they said that they were sure we were hiding that we were secretly pregnant. And they wanted proof of ultrasound photos to show their friends that they are going to be grandparents.
What does that have to do with anything they did? They destroyed your sheets and threw out a bunch of crap.
Yeah, I was like, what is that? Maybe they were just really mad that they didn't find ultrasound photos and then trashed your room? I can't make sense of this.
No, I can't think of a good reason why you would possibly start throwing things away and shredding the sheets. How
so weird.
How is that a sane response to anything?
They are being very generous by letting their in-laws live with them while their house is being remodeled. Why would you do this to the people who are hosting you and doing you a favor?
But they're just very entitled to staying there while their house is being remodeled. Unless your house is just absolutely like there's a hole in the side of it, I never understand people who go and stay with someone else while their house is being remodeled.
Do you remember when my mom and dad had the addition put on? And there was a big hole, like the whole back of their house was gone, and they had sheets over it, and it was November and cold, and they still lived there.
Yeah, because all your stuff's in that house, and you want to be there if anyone decides, hey, there's a hole in the side of this house, I can just cut it my way in with scissors.
Hey, the back of this house is just plastic sheets.
Yeah.
I can cut in.
No, you get a space heater for the bedroom, and you hunker up in there. But, like, I want to be there to supervise the construction and things.
Yeah, I can't imagine moving out unless it's like a biohazard because your house has black mold or something.
Yeah, no, I want to be there to supervise construction and make sure nothing happens at night when you don't want like a contractor to leave your door unlocked or something. And then you're also an inconvenience to your family while you're staying at their house for 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months is a long time to host someone.
Yeah, what level are they redoing your house to?
Okay, but we've gotten off topic.
Yeah, I guess we have.
I was furious and told them they needed to get out of our home and that they need to pay for the items that were damaged. They still haven't apologized for their behavior or reimbursed us, and I will not allow them into our home until they do. My husband agrees with me, but his siblings are pissed that we kicked their parents out because now one of them has to take them in. So, am I the asshole?
No. At what point were you the asshole? And it's really funny that the siblings are like, now they're our problem. The parents have burned bridges over there, too.
Yup, nobody wants to take those parents in.
Yeah. You're so clearly not the asshole, though. I really want an explanation for why they did that.
Yes, why are they shredding sheets and stuff? I just don't understand. That has nothing to do with looking for ultrasound photos. I'm so confused. What was their real motivation?
Were they on some really intense drugs? Like, what was that?
I don't know.
Did they think you were hiding ultrasounds in your mattress?
Yes. Cut through the mattress. They're somewhere in here.
Yeah.
Top comment, NTA, but the in-laws are feral. The siblings of your husband are pissed because now they will have to be responsible for the ferals and are scared of what they might destroy in the next house. Stand your ground. If no one wants them, they can go to a motel.
It has been 3 months that they've been working on this house. I cannot believe that they can't move back in yet. It might not be like painted or something, but it's got to have all the walls and stuff up by now. Unless they're just rebuilding the house from scratch.
I don't know. Sometimes contractors will come in and demo and then be like, oh, we got something came up and your stuff isn't coming in for another month, so we're on hold.
Yes, and sometimes that's true, but a lot of the times that just means I got a better job over here that I'm going to do first because they're paying me more.
I absolutely think that's right.
Yeah.
Another comment. Use the videos for evidence of the deliberate nature and monetary value of their wanton destruction spree in small claims court. Then send them around to everybody else in the family.
I would say in the other order, right? Be like, hey, maybe don't let them into your house because this is what they did.
I don't know. It might mess up your small claims thing if, those are just out there.
Would it?
I don't know.
I don't think it makes the evidence any less.
A lot of times they're like, don't share any evidence or anything until after everything's resolved.
Isn't that just so the other side can't use it? I don't know how it works, honestly.
But someone else commented, pulling up to court to make your mother-in-law pay for your sex toys is such a funny idea to me.
Yeah, I was wondering what kind of toys they were. There was no mention of what that they were sex toys. They were in the bedroom, so I assumed.
It was toys.
Oh, you didn't pronounce the quotes.
I did not. She threw away my toys.
I wasn't sure if this was just a very nerdy lady.
She threw away my Legos, man.
Yeah.
No.
Those are my bedroom Legos. I like to build a little house before I sleep.
It helps me relax. No, I'm not autistic. What do you mean?
Yeah.
NTA, this is very abnormal behavior. They broke into your home and trashed your stuff. Not really sure how they come back from that. I'd keep my distance from them.
Yeah, like, are you gonna bring them over for Christmas anymore? Like, what did they think the end result here was gonna be?
They weren't looking for ultrasound photos. They didn't need to destroy and throw out your possessions to do that. I can't fathom why they would do that unless it was out of pure maliciousness.
Right? It's gotta be some sort of spite.
I so want to know what their reasoning was. Like, that is so out of left field.
Yeah, there's no sane reason to do that. The only explanation I can think is either they were on drugs or they think that you're on drugs and they were looking for your stash. But even then, you don't just start throwing things away.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
But not the asshole. Those people are crazy. Get them out of your house.
Absolutely get them out of your house.
Am I the asshole for accidentally giving my mother-in-law shroom chocolate?
I mean, I can't imagine what would happen if I accidentally gave my mother-in-law shroom chocolate.
It wouldn't. I would think it's hilarious. She would not.
No. Even if it wasn't, like, an accident on someone's side. No, I can't imagine how that scenario would play out. You might not be the asshole, but you might need to run.
No, I would say he's the asshole, but accidentally giving my mother-in-law shroom chocolate. It's the quotes around the giving.
Right.
Which make me think he might not be the asshole. Okay, I will try and keep this short. I, 29 female, and my wife, 30 female, stayed with a friend for a couple of days, and she had a decently large supply of shroom chocolate. I don't do psychedelics often, but I took her up on the offer of taking a bar with me when we left. The chocolate was in a Lindt candy bar wrapper and label. Truly, it looks like a large Lindt candy bar and nothing else.
Oh no, so it wasn't labeled?
I put the bar in my toiletry bag for safekeeping.
Uh-huh.
No, not only was it not labeled, it was mislabeled as normal chocolate.
Yeah. It was just labeled as normal chocolate. My mom is comfortable enough to just eat food out of our kitchen. That's okay, because we eat food out of her kitchen all the time, too.
Yes.
I can't imagine having mislabeled chocolate around my kitchen where any of our family would just be like, oh, chocolate.
Yeah. That would be, you gotta keep that stuff somewhere safe.
Yeah.
Right?
Gotta make it a little obvious.
I put the bar in my toiletry bag for safekeeping. On the return trip from our visit, we stopped and stayed with my in-laws. We were using the downstairs bathroom that I didn't think mother-in-law, 60s female, or father-in-law, 60s male, used at all. as their personal bathroom is equidistant from the common spaces. I kept my toiletry bag on the counter with my wife's. 2 days ago, mother-in-law used the bathroom, and while in there, she saw what she thought was a delicious Lindt chocolate bar poking out of my toiletry bag.
Oh, great. Bathroom chocolate.
Unable to resist, she ate about 1/4 to 1/3 of the bar, correctly thinking I wouldn't mind if it was my chocolate, as I'm always willing to share.
Yeah, I'm always happy to share my bathroom chocolate with people. Sometimes you just need a little snack while you're on the pot.
That is gross. 1/3 of the bar is certainly enough to trip. Not trip balls, but trip pretty hard. Mother-in-law has a panic attack on the come-up, has no idea what is happening, and thought she was having a heart attack.
I probably would too.
She calls an ambulance while the rest of us are out of the house and checks herself into the hospital. Eventually, after much panic and drama and fear, we figure out what has happened. Mother-in-law is rattled, having never done drugs before, but physically is fine. Now my wife, my mother-in-law, and father-in-law are pissed at me. Even my wife's sister called to tell me that I was an asshole for giving her mother shrooms. Obviously, I felt awful for what happened and profusely apologized, but I also feel like maybe I'm not the asshole. Mother-in-law had to go digging into my personal bag and ate the chocolate without asking. While it might have been showing a tiny bit, I get the feeling she was snooping in my personals out of curiosity. I feel bad it happened, but she's all right now, and I think it's a good lesson to not take something that isn't yours without asking. I'll probably let this blow over and not fight them on it, but Reddit, for my own peace of mind, am I the asshole?
You're such an asshole. No, I know that she shouldn't be snooping in your bag, but she didn't have to dig very far if it was visible.
No, that is something you wrap up and tuck in a pocket, and it's so hard to find you gotta dig through the whole entire suitcase to get to it.
That's something you keep in your suitcase in your bedroom, not in a bathroom that she might use. And have it slightly visible, like a little trap. I know she shouldn't be just taking your chocolate, but I'm usually so happy to share food with my family. There's very few things in our house where if somebody just took it, I'd be upset.
Okay, I'm very different.
I know you are.
If they took my food, and I might cry.
But here's the thing, though. The food that you don't want to share, you keep it in your nightstand. You don't keep it in the kitchen.
Yes.
Or in the bathroom.
That's true. I have a drawer in the nightstand that is just all my special candy and cookies and food that I like that I don't want to share.
Yeah. Yeah, you keep your, little limited edition chocolates in your nightstand so that nobody else eats them by accident, because that's kind of how our house works. If there's food, sure, eat it. We don't care.
Yeah.
You gotta label that stuff, man.
Okay, Reddit strongly disagrees with us. Everyone says NTA. NTA, what if it had been a chocolate laxative? She poops and blames you for her theft?
Okay, but a chocolate laxative would be labeled.
Yes! I was like, it's the mislabeling of it. If it had just been random chocolate wrapped in foil with no label,
yeah,
maybe she might be the asshole for taking it. But it was labeled as just a regular old Lindt chocolate bar.
Yeah, and she didn't even eat the whole thing. She's just like, I'm gonna sneak a little piece of this because I love Lindt chocolate bars.
I do. Lindt is very good. I love Lindt.
I can fully understand it because they break off into those nice little squares. So you're like, oh, I know I shouldn't, but I can't help it. I'm just gonna steal a little piece.
Now, I do wonder how she didn't realize when she opened it up and it didn't have the Lindt logo thing on the little squares.
Yeah.
How did she not realize that this was weird homemade chocolate?
Not very observant, I guess, but even if you saw that, you might think, oh, it's weird homemade chocolate, I'm still gonna steal a little piece.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have any reason to expect that it was going to get me high.
There are a few friends where if they had chocolate I found in their bag, I might be like, this might be laced with something. But, there's a lot of people I would never think that about, and I'd be like, yeah, I could totally eat this chocolate safely.
Absolutely. I've got a couple friends where I'd be surprised if it wasn't laced with something, right? I think that if I had no reason to suspect it, I would maybe be tempted to steal a little piece of your bathroom chocolate. I can't get over the fact that you just left it in the bathroom. That's so weird, man.
Yeah, don't leave food in the bathroom. That's gross.
Yeah.
Another comment. NTA, I'm not a fan of drugs, but your mother-in-law brought this on herself. She poked around in your bag without asking.
I don't think she poked very hard. You said it was visible.
took something of yours without asking, and ate it without asking. All in all, your mother-in-law invaded your privacy, stole from you, and then blamed you for the consequences.
I get that people just have different family dynamics. I would expect if I left a chocolate bar out that my mom might steal a piece.
Yeah, my mom would know better than to steal a piece of chocolate from me.
But you're so food aggressive.
I am.
So it depends entirely on your family dynamic.
And everyone in my family is so food aggressive about the good food. Like, you know, the special things like chocolate.
Yeah.
Do not take our chocolate. And this is for everybody in our family. Except my dad. My dad totally does not care if I steal a little bit of his chocolate.
No, it's just the women in your family.
Yeah.
But, like, if my brother-in-law was over here, and I wouldn't flinch if he drank any of my beers.
Yeah.
So, like, I can't think of anything in our house except for maybe the food you have tucked in the bedroom in the no sharing drawer, where I would be at all upset if somebody just took it. So it really depends on your family dynamic, and it sounds like mother-in-law is all about sharing.
And I do feel like in this family, the dynamic is it's not a big deal to just take food and share food. Because OP said that she wouldn't have minded, except it was shroom chocolate. She was like, I totally would have shared chocolate with her, you know, even if she hadn't asked or whatever, that would have been okay. But it was shroom chocolate this time. She just didn't hide that well enough, and that is her fault.
Yeah, it's absolutely your fault. It sounds like you did a crappy job of hiding it. So even if mother-in-law is a little bit of an asshole for, you know, sneaking a piece of your chocolate, I still think you're the asshole for not hiding it better. And leaving it unlabeled is a big thing. Sorry, not unlabeled. Mislabeled. That's worse.
OP does make a little edit to clarify some things. 1, I have a very positive relationship with my mother-in-law. I don't think she was being malicious by looking in my toiletry bag. I do think she tends to be a naturally nosy person. It's something we love about her. We also happily share our things with each other, so when she did take some chocolate, I could totally see her not thinking much of it. And to be honest, I wouldn't either if it were just a regular chocolate bar. Though the fact that it was in the bathroom and treated like normal chocolate is a little silly. 2, my wife is more upset than angry. She did know about the chocolate, but not that that's where I put it. She's upset I didn't put it in a more secure place and that I wasn't more careful. The situation really terrified her, so I understand why she feels the way she does, and we've talked about it. 3, my mother-in-law and father-in-law are angry because they are very anti-drug in general. So on top of the shitty situation, they are upset knowing that we have both done and do drugs. They don't understand why I had the chocolate, and their perception of how bad shrooms are is skewed in a negative direction to begin with.
So, you're a bit of a dumbass. It sounds like, because you know why your wife is mad at you? Because she didn't want her parents to find out about this.
Yeah.
You couldn't take extra hiding precautions for her?
4, shrooms are illegal where I am.
Oh no. He really didn't take any precautions then.
5, while I appreciate and feel totally confirmed that I'm not the asshole, this post and the responses have made me realize that I am a little more of the asshole than I had hoped, or most of you have deemed. I should have been more careful and not have brought an illegal substance into a common space that is mislabeled. Mother-in-law is the asshole for eating without asking and going in my personal things, but maybe if I was home at the time, she wouldn't have. 6, thanks for all the responses and laughs. I'm sure in a few years we can all look back and laugh about this, but for now I'm going to keep my tail between my legs and this Reddit post in my back pocket.
Yeah, just try to be a good daughter-in-law for a little bit. It'll hopefully blow over.
NTA, this sounds like a scene from a movie. Character brings doped up chocolate to someone's house, innocent bystander eats the chocolate, completely unaware that they are about to have a hilarious trip. OP responds, yeah, except it was a lot less funny in real life. My wife spent a couple hours crying and thinking her mother was dying.
Yeah, right? It's not as funny when she chucks herself into the hospital.
No, she took an ambulance. That's expensive.
Uh-huh. The reason that's in so many movies is because it happens.
Yes.
How many parties did we go to in college where a girl accidentally ate those brownies?
Yeah, I never ate the brownies. I love brownies, but I'm not eating those brownies.
No,
I don't know what's in them.
No, at college, you asked one of the hosts, hey, about those brownies. Are they brownies or are they brownies?
Yeah, I'm only eating things that are like obviously store-bought cookies or something, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not eating homemade things from other college students.
Well, it depends on how much you know the host, right?
Yeah, what kind of party it is.
Yeah.
So, I think my final vote is kind of everyone sucks. Mother-in-law for just taking your weird bathroom chocolate. And you suck for having an illegal substance mislabeled as normal old chocolate in your in-laws' house.
Yeah, although I still say you suck a little more than mother-in-law. Hopefully this just blows over for all of you.
All right, that's our last story for this episode of Josh and Kristie Stealing the Internet.
Thanks for joining us, and share this episode with your mother-in-law with a little note saying she's not so bad after all.